Sylkin Sergey Vasilyevich, born in the year 1981, on the 13th day, 02 months in the year 1981. He was forcibly conscripted through the local territorial recruitment center. They unexpectedly caught him on the street immediately after his work and promptly sent him to the military enlistment office, which is precisely where the recruitment center is situated, deep in the basement. There were absolutely no prior notifications, no formal requests, and he was not allowed to go home or even collect his personal belongings. Absolutely everything was completely ignored and disregarded. We sat in that rather cramped basement for a full day and a half, and then, subsequently, they took us to the AVRK, specifically to the Dnipro Medical Commission. There, without undergoing any thorough examinations whatsoever, without any comprehensive checkups in any of the various offices, and without asking us anything at all, they simply declared, fit, mo. And as for,
do you have any illnesses at all?
I don't have any chronic illnesses, but here many of us have joint problems, but that's probably, as I was told, because of working at the plant for a long time with some kind of chemical work. Maybe that's why. But just like everyone else, some have hepatitis, others have different ailments.
They take everyone, right?
Absolutely everyone, believe me.
And so,
even people with disabilities who have documents in hand.
absolutely nothing.
That wasn't taken into account.
Why is the situation like this?
I don't really know. Probably just a significant shortage of available people. The very next day, in the early morning hours, they promptly took us to a dedicated training center, which was located in a large, temporary tent camp.
What kind of training center?
From the Volnaya Unit, 1363, it was located not far from Novomoskovsk.
In the process of...
In the dense forest, they brought us there. It was the 22nd of May of this current year. We subsequently stayed there for about a full month, but there was absolutely no training at all. We just went to gather some fresh vegetables, well, and also some essential clothes.
So consequently, therefore, as a result, for this reason, thus...
Just all sorts of odd jobs, but there were no actual classes. In 1960, before the end of all this training, so-called buyers started to arrive. They selected us, put us on buses, and off we went according to the list. To the very front line, a group of us, specifically 15 individuals, were transported. They took us deep into the Salbovsk region, a journey that felt both long and uncertain for all 15 of us. And then, at a point I recall being after we had passed Krasny Lyman, the bus eventually came to a complete stop. At this moment, 4 names were distinctly called out, and to my surprise and a slight sense of apprehension, my name was among them. We, the 4 individuals whose names were called, disembarked from the bus, carefully gathering our belongings. Almost immediately, a Niva car, rugged and practical, pulled up beside us. We were instructed to get in, along with a man who was already inside. And then we were driven further, deeper back into the dense forest, right into this very location. Here, we discovered positions that had been meticulously set up within dugouts, providing a basic form of shelter and defense. It was then that we were informed, quite clearly, not far from this spot, in the open field, you will be undergoing intensive training for another 2 full weeks. Following that period, well, we will then provide you with further instructions regarding your next assignments and what exactly you will be expected to do. 4 long days passed, and in the late evening, the bus finally brought us back to the main base. That was it. We were getting completely ready to leave the very next day, when in the early evening, they suddenly came in and said, that's it. There was a particular person, and they were sending people out in pairs to the nearby shore to gather absolutely everyone, I guess. Where to go, what for, there was no specific training, absolutely nothing. There's nothing truly scary there, no one at all is there. Your primary task is just to simply sit and carefully watch so that no one unexpectedly comes in. If anything at all happens, immediately report it. Don't be afraid, everything is perfectly fine.
So, in other words, they lied to you, right?
Blatantly, it turns out. And not just to us, but to everyone who was there. So, the very next day, the 2 of us were immediately sent out. Before that, from the training group that had just recently arrived, the first individuals to leave, the initial group, were taken straight from the training ground while we were actively practicing. They specifically took 2 young men, 2 brave individuals who had come with us from the union's official call-up. And that was it. As we later tragically found out, they never even made it to their designated point. They unfortunately hit a hidden landmine and were instantly killed.
That's what happened.
They sent out a second group of soldiers, but the ultimate fate of that particular group is completely unknown to us. Later on, when we were in the process of being withdrawn from the area, we eventually found out from the other guys that they too were tragically gone. Then, after some time, they sent a third group, just the two of us, myself and this other individual, Belans. They had explicitly said there would be a guide accompanying us, but in reality, there was no guide at all to be found.
They're afraid to go themselves, and
They actually led us there with a drone guiding our way.
so you didn't even know where you were going?
We had absolutely no idea. They didn't even show us a map. They just told us to go to a populated area. We truly didn't know the surrounding area at all, so they skillfully led us with a drone.
And it turns out they led us right onto our own positions.
They led us into this village, to this village.
It is.
It's a very small place, just 3 streets. Yes, indeed, 3 streets, yeah. And they specifically told us, this was broadcast all over the radio very clearly, the first house on the middle street, go immediately, there's a basement, there are people sheltering there, go down into that basement and keep watch. So we promptly went down into that particular basement. We had absolutely no water, no food, no essential supplies, nothing at all. Every single day we tried to make contact, or rather, they would contact us, and we consistently told them every day, sometimes even twice a day, we have absolutely nothing here. They'd say, all right, you can certainly manage without food for a little while, but without water, it's fine, just please wait a bit longer. One day it was one excuse, the very next day another. We'll get you everything you need as soon as we possibly can.
So, did you know the settlement was under our control?
I just found out, yeah, they told me just now.
You were brought into positions we had taken? Looks like it.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it does.
Nothing at all.
They didn't ask us anything at all, like about the troops' movements or potential escape routes, or even any evacuation plans. Absolutely nothing whatsoever was communicated to us. They simply just sent us in, drove us directly right to the precise spot, as they say, without any further explanation.
How did our soldiers find you? How did you end up surrendering?
They discovered us like this. Before we surrendered, for about 3 long days, yeah, probably 3 full days, we started hearing distinct footsteps. We were deep in the basement, and you could clearly hear it through the ceiling, and there was almost absolutely nothing left of the entire house. Naturally, if any of ours, well, I mean the Ukrainian forces were truly there, they would have certainly let us know over the radio, so it was perfectly clear who it was. On the 3rd day, I think early in the morning, again we heard those unmistakable footsteps above us. We just sat there very quietly. To get into the basement, there was a significant threshold, apparently a quite high one, about as tall as a person, and you really needed a small ladder to get down there. And in the basement, there was a hidden niche under the foundation, a small concealed space, and it was blocked off with bags. And then a man came down, deliberately moved one of the large bags aside, carefully shone his bright flashlight into the dark niche, clearly saw exactly who was hiding there, and then loudly shouted, "Hey guys, surrender peacefully right now." We said, of course, there was absolutely no problem at all. He then said, "Otherwise we will certainly throw grenades in, and that will be the end of it." We immediately said, "Please don't shoot, we are coming out completely unarmed." We deliberately left all our weapons behind and then came out into the open.
How did our soldiers treat you?
Exceptionally well, I swear to you by God. Even when we were being transferred here, we passed through many checkpoints. At every single stop, each and every soldier would first politely ask if we desired something refreshing to drink, or perhaps something satisfying to eat. They consistently offered us comforting cigarettes, demonstrating their thoughtful consideration.
And
we spent 2 days getting here, and, we could sit and rest, but we had been told stories that, well,
What did your people say?
They told us truly horrific stories that if you were to get captured, that would absolutely be it. You would be completely done for. There would inevitably be torment, severe abuse, prolonged torture, and all that dreadful sort of thing. without any hope of escape.
Well, just imagine how many lives people could have saved, how many lives you could have saved if your propaganda didn't work like that.
Yes, it works. Mostly, they start from school, they start absorbing all this from an early age. They instilled it in me.
They instilled it in you?
Yes. Of course, there are also many adults, I am truly amazed by them, honestly, who were born and raised in the Soviet Union, who diligently studied in the Soviet Union, who received their entire education there, and now, regrettably, they just constantly badmouth it. Excuse my rather strong language, but that is precisely how it is, unfortunately.
Have you heard, maybe, that now there's talk of signing a peace agreement?
Yes.
I heard it from the guys.
What can you say about that?
Yes, not just me. Everyone is waiting. Everyone is hoping things will change for the better.
No desire to go all the way to Moscow?
Who, them?
Your comrades? You then, what?
Yes.
No, of course not.
Not for a long time now. Only at the very beginning we were jumping around, running, rushing.
Tell me briefly about your relatives. Where are they?
My father and mother, we left. I stayed for a while in Krasnami district, in the Nidonid region, in the village of Nova Alexandrovka. I lived with my parents. And when the intense shelling of the village tragically started, I immediately took them to my beloved sister who lives in the Dnipropetrovsk region, specifically in the city of Novomoskovsk. And there, after some searching, I successfully found a suitable job for myself. They are both pensioners. My father is disabled. We stayed there for a significant period of time until I was eventually taken away.
And
Now they have successfully moved to the Cherkasy region, a significant area. And as for me, I was born in 2017.
children?
No, I don't have any.
Do you think you were lucky that it all ended this way for you? Very lucky.
And all of the guys I talked to, they all said, you guys were really, really incredibly lucky.
Did you see a lot of bodies along the way?
Yeah, I saw them along the way.
Don't they pick them up?
Well, if there are just skeletons lying around already,
Do you want to be exchanged?
no.
Why not?
What would I even do there, given the situation in that region? Everyone there is already worn out, exhausted by everything that's going on. Before, cities used to be built there. Now it's just investors. There's never any order. It's all fine, don't worry. I can say that if I'm safe, I'll be able to get in touch and communicate normally. That will happen. So don't worry, everything's okay.